The Silent Gardens of Babylon, a bedtime tale. As the last golden hues of sunset faded behind the distant mountains, the city of Babylon was transformed by the gentle touch of twilight. The grand hanging gardens, one of the wonders of the ancient world, stretched out in a lush, serene expanse, bathed in the soft silver glow of the moon. The garden, known for its beauty and tranquility, became a sanctuary as the night settled over it. King Nebuchadnezzar, too, weary from the demands of his reign, stepped onto the cool stone pathways that meandered through the garden. The stones, worn smooth by the footsteps of countless visitors, seemed to hum with ancient energy. As his sandals made contact with the path, a calming rhythm echoed, as though the earth itself was guiding his steps. The night air, cool and crisp, carried with it the scent of jasmine and lavender, the flowers blooming freely under the stars. The gentle breeze rustled the leaves of the tall trees, and the soft sound of water cascading from the fountains filled the air with a soothing melody. The garden was alive with the subtle sounds of nature, a quiet symphony that seemed to whisper tales of forgotten times. Nebuchadnezzar's mind, filled with the weight of leadership, slowly began to settle, each breath drawing him deeper into the calming rhythm of the world around him. The moon, rising higher in the sky, cast long shadows across the pathways, its silver light reflecting off the polished stones like a river of light. The tranquil beauty of the scene enveloped Nebuchadnezzar, and he found himself drawn toward a quiet bench nestled beneath a flowering tree. He sank onto the bench, feeling the weight of his responsibilities lift as he closed his eyes. The cool night air kissed his face, and the soft rustle of the leaves became a gentle lullaby. In the peaceful stillness of the garden, Nebuchadnezzar allowed himself to be fully present, to surrender to the serenity of the moment. The world outside seemed to disappear, leaving only the quiet hum of the garden and the deep, steady pulse of the earth beneath him. As the night deepened, the moonlight bathed him in its silver glow, and Nebuchadnezzar's mind drifted peacefully into slumber. In his dreams, he found himself in a land of peace and prosperity, where the beauty of nature and the wisdom of his reign intertwined in perfect harmony. The stars above seemed to watch over him, their silent presence a reminder of the eternal balance between the heavens and the earth. The soft whispers of the garden guided him into deeper sleep, where dreams of a kingdom flourishing under his rule filled his mind, a kingdom where peace, wisdom, and nature thrived together. And so, as the moonlight bathed the hanging gardens, Nebuchadnezzar slept soundly, embraced by the serenity of the night and the timeless beauty of Babylon. In the heart of the hanging gardens of Babylon, a tranquil scene unfolded beneath the velvet sky. The moonlight filtered through the leaves, casting soft shadows across the lush greenery. The fountains, with their crystal-clear waters, sparkled as they flowed serenely, the water's movement a gentle, rhythmic pulse that filled the air with peace. The sound of the cascading water was soothing, a soft, continuous melody that seemed to echo through the garden's many pathways. Hammurabi, the wise and revered king, walked quietly through the garden, drawn toward the soft murmurs of the fountains. He had spent his day navigating the complexities of governance, but here, in the heart of the garden, all the worries of the world seemed to fade away. The path was lined with vibrant flowers, their fragrance rich and calming, as the cool evening breeze stirred the leaves above, carrying with it the promise of tranquility. Finding a soft, moss-covered stone at the foot of a great tree, Hammurabi seated himself. The stone was cool beneath him, and he sank into its embrace, feeling the weight of the day lift from his shoulders. The soft murmur of the fountains washed over him, each drop of water falling with a delicate splash, like a soft sigh from the earth itself. The gentle rhythm of the water seemed to align with his heartbeat, drawing his thoughts into a peaceful flow. The garden around him seemed to exist outside the boundaries of time. There were no distractions here, no concerns, just the eternal rhythm of nature, unhurried and timeless. The soft fragrance of blooming flowers mingled with the earthy scent of the moss, and Hammurabi allowed his senses to drift, letting the sound of the fountains fill his mind with calm. His eyelids grew heavy, the quiet echoes of the water soothing him further. Hammurabi's thoughts, once sharp and full of the day's demands, slowly dissolved into the peaceful flow of the fountains. His mind, like the water, became steady and calm, free from the weight of kingship. As the moon climbed higher in the sky, Hammurabi closed his eyes fully, surrendering to the quiet peace of the garden. The sound of the water, the soft rustle of the leaves, and the cool breeze guided him into deep slumber. In his dreams, the flow of the fountains continued, gentle, eternal, and unwavering. He dreamed of a world where harmony and peace flowed as effortlessly as the river's song, and where the wisdom of the ages guided all who sought tranquility. The garden, with its timeless beauty, stood still and silent, watching over him as he slept, cradled in the soft embrace of nature's lullaby. As the night unfolded over the majestic city of Babylon, the sky above became a canvas of twinkling stars. The stars shimmered brilliantly, scattered across the velvet blackness like ancient jewels, and for a moment they seemed to draw closer to the earth, hanging just above the grand hanging gardens. The soft glow of their light reflected off the lush greenery below, giving the garden an ethereal beauty. King Nebuchadnezzar, too, standing at the edge of the gardens, gazed upward, mesmerized by the sight. The stars, though far beyond his reach, seemed as though they were telling stories, silent whispers of wisdom carried on the wind. He took a deep breath, inhaling the cool night air, and felt the peace of the world settle around him. The distant hum of the bustling city below, with its merchants and chariots, faded into the background, leaving only the calm rustle of leaves and the soft chirp of night insects. Nebuchadnezzar's mind, once filled with the weight of kingship, seemed to lighten in the presence of the night sky. The stars, ancient and eternal, seemed to offer their wisdom, glimmering with secrets from long ago. The king closed his eyes, letting his imagination carry him to distant places where the stars themselves were storytellers, whispering tales of empires built and fallen, of peace and prosperity, and of the eternal cycle of time. The cool evening breeze carried with it the delicate scent of night-blooming flowers, their petals soft and fragrant as they swayed in the gentle wind. The air was alive with the quiet hum of the garden, a lullaby from nature itself. Nebuchadnezzar stood still, allowing the serenity of the night to wash over him, his thoughts quieting, his body relaxing. As he stood there, with the stars shining brightly above, the soft breeze and the peaceful sounds of the garden seemed to merge into a single, harmonious lullaby. Nebuchadnezzar's mind, now calm and still, began to drift. His eyelids fluttered closed, and he sank into the soothing embrace of sleep. In his dreams, the stars guided him to celestial visions of peace and prosperity. He saw his kingdom flourishing under the gentle rule of wisdom and justice. The stars above seemed to watch over him, offering their silent blessings as his dreams carried him deeper into the peaceful embrace of the night. The garden, with its tranquil beauty and celestial light, remained still, a silent guardian of his rest. As Nebuchadnezzar drifted further into slumber, his heart filled with the quiet wisdom of the heavens. As the day slowly surrendered to the embrace of night, the sun dipped below the distant mountains, casting a golden glow that slowly transformed the sky above Babylon into a masterpiece of purples, pinks, and deep blues. The last rays of sunlight gently caressed the grand hanging gardens, casting long shadows across the vibrant, lush greenery. The gardens, in their eternal beauty, seemed to pulse with a tranquil rhythm, as if the earth itself was breathing in sync with the setting sun. Hammurabi, feeling the warmth of the day gently slip away, stepped out into the cool evening air. The path beneath his feet was soft with the fallen petals of flowers, and the faintest breeze stirred the leaves, sending them rustling like whispers in the quiet evening. He walked slowly, allowing the peaceful sounds of the garden to soothe his mind. The air was still, save for the soft, distant calls of birds returning to their nests, their voices fading into the night. It was as if the entire world was slowing down, preparing for the quiet calm of nightfall. Hammurabi, feeling a deep sense of contentment, found a comfortable spot beside a small pond, its surface calm and reflective. The twilight sky above shimmered on the water's surface, painting a mirror image of the world around him. Hammurabi gazed at the pond's still waters, his thoughts drifting like the clouds in the sky. He thought of the kingdom he ruled, a land that was in balance with nature, where peace reigned and the wisdom of the ages guided him. The land he had worked so hard to build, now flourishing in harmony with the earth, was a gift not just to him, but to all who called it home. As the last traces of sunlight faded from the sky, Hammurabi sat still, feeling a quiet warmth in his heart. The peacefulness of the garden seemed to envelop him, filling his soul with tranquility. The soft rustling of the leaves, the quiet crooning of distant birds, and the gentle ripples on the pond all blended together into a soothing symphony of nature. Hammurabi's breath slowed, his body relaxed, and the serenity of the evening washed over him. Closing his eyes, Hammurabi allowed himself to surrender to the quiet embrace of sleep. The soft sounds of the garden, the whispering leaves, the peaceful ripple of the pond's surface, all guided him into a deep, restful slumber. In his dreams, he wandered through a world of everlasting peace, a land where justice and harmony reigned, where every living being was in balance with the earth. Hammurabi slept deeply, the promise of eternal peace carried with him into his dreams, as the twilight garden watched over him with its quiet, unspoken blessing. The night had fully settled over the hanging gardens of Babylon, blanketing the city in the tranquil embrace of starlight. The garden, once vibrant with the heat of the day, now hummed with a serene stillness. The only sounds were the soft rustling of leaves stirred by the cool evening breeze and the gentle murmur of water flowing from the fountains, creating a constant, calming rhythm that seemed to echo through the ancient trees. King Nebuchadnezzar stood beneath the great branches of an ancient tree, its gnarled roots and heavy blossoms bearing witness to the centuries that had passed. The tree stood as a silent sentinel over the garden, its boughs stretching wide, like arms ready to embrace the night. Nebuchadnezzar, feeling the weight of his kingdom lift from his shoulders, rested his back against the tree's sturdy trunk. The cool air brushed across his skin, carrying with it the scent of night-blooming flowers and the earth beneath him. It was as if the garden itself had come alive, offering him its peace and wisdom. He closed his eyes, taking a slow, steady breath. The garden, with its ancient beauty and quiet serenity, seemed to wrap around him like a blanket, offering him protection from the world beyond its walls. The stars above shone brightly, their silent glow adding to the sense of timelessness that hung in the air. Nebuchadnezzar could feel the presence of the garden's guardians, its trees, its flowers, its stars, all standing watch over him, like protectors from another age. As his mind drifted into the quiet lull of the night, the weight of his thoughts gently faded, leaving only the gentle rhythm of nature's lullaby. The garden whispered its secrets, and Nebuchadnezzar allowed himself to surrender to the calm, knowing that the silent guardians of the garden were keeping a watchful eye over him. Slowly, sleep began to claim him, and he sank deeper into the embrace of the earth. In his dreams, Nebuchadnezzar saw a vision of a future, a kingdom united in peace, where prosperity bloomed like the flowers in the garden, and the wisdom of the ages guided his rule. He walked through the lush, vibrant landscape of his kingdom, knowing that the silent watch of the garden's guardians would always protect his dreams and his reign. The stars above shimmered brightly, casting their gentle glow upon him as he drifted into a deep, restful sleep where peace and harmony reigned throughout the land.